everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I apologize for the delay in making videos and everything else, and also that my room's a little bit of a clusterfuck right now. So I have not forgotten my channel. I have just been really busy with life and everything else. I switched jobs. I kind of discovered a new hobby that I'm going to talk about a little bit, and a little bit of the controversy that's following it right now. For those that are wondering about my spiders, I still have them. They're all around me in my domain, my den. It's been good. It's been great. Winter has been brutal. Most tarantula keepers will tell you that this little strand of hair does not want to go anywhere. Most tarantula keepers will tell you that winter is a very brutal time for keeping any sort of animal, really, for between geckos and snakes and spiders. It's definitely a trying time. Some people in the spider hobby have lost spiders. Some people have gotten new ones and kind of replenished. Me, I've been kind of at a standstill. I think I lost some due to my neighbor spraying pesticides, so I've been kind of backing up a little bit, waiting for everything to settle down from that before I bought more. And then, of course, winter, even though it was misting like two days, every 2 days, every day, and totally saturating it, I ended up losing some still. So I kind of took a break from that, but I still have them, and I did get more. I went to Tinley in ARBC this couple weekends ago. That was a lot of fun. We went VIP, which was a first for us. VIP is so worth it. It's cool. You get to see all the vendors set up. You get to see YouTubers, the big guys, not me, obviously, but the big shots. They usually go VIP, and you can talk with the breeders. They're not as stressed. Some of them are because they're trying to set up, but it's not as chaotic as it normally is. If you go in Saturday and Sunday, it is a madhouse. You are shoulder to shoulder with people, and you can barely do anything without touching somebody. It's it kind of reminds me of I've been watching these YouTube videos of Tokyo, living in Japan, and they talk about the trains, how it's sardine cans. That's kind of how it is Saturday and Sunday. Not so bad, that much bad Sunday, but definitely Saturday. It's packed. It's a madhouse. And VIP is cool because you can just walk on in, you get to skip all that, and it was a lot of fun. Other than the fact I was sick, that sucked. So that was a blast. I did switch jobs. I am in a new kind of position, so there's that. Still have my kids. I have 2 kids. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I've got 2 kids. They're great. They're fine. I did get into ball pythons in October, and that was something that I never thought I would get into, because I'm ball pythons. Everybody and their mom is doing ball pythons, but they sucked me in. And now I've got 7. So, 7 or 8. One of those 2. But I wanted to touch on a topic, and keep in mind, when I'm talking about this, I've only been in the hobby again since October. So my opinion is coming from more of my personal experience and kind of my frustrations behind the whole tea with it. And that is talking about the spider morph. Let's just be real, everybody and their mom is doing it. And this is a topic where it's really, really frustrating for me, because I own a handful of, probably about half my ball pythons are what I call wobblers. And the main focus is the spider morph, which I have one, and a spider combo, which I also have one. And basically anything to do with the spider morph is a hot topic right now because of the spider morph. And the reason why it's so controversial right now for my spider friends, my tarantula friends, is because this morph carries a genetic defect that makes the animal wobble to various degrees. They can wobble pretty moderately to the point where you almost feel bad for owning the animal and for interacting with the animal, to what I've got going on, which is my spider, and keep in mind I'm focusing on my spider morphs right now. We'll get to my champagnes later. Milo, who is my spider, who I will post a video at the end, and Tesla, who I don't have a video of, but I post plenty of pictures, and I'll probably post one here at the very end so you can see him. Neither one of them, now I'm not going to say completely do not, because that's a false statement. Every spider has the wobble. It's just to a lesser degree, or a barely noticeable degree, to, the in-betweens, my phone's going off, to an extreme degree. And Milo and Tesla have what I consider a very, 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 and I emphasize, very minimal wobble. I don't see them sway. I don't see them corkscrew. I don't see them go follow the bin up onto the ledge. Like, they know where they're going. They know how they're getting there. They're not as technically a wobbler as my champagnes. Now, my champagnes, which right now nobody's really focusing on them, do wobble. And for me, their wobble is more severe than Milo and Tesla. Memphis will literally, he'll stargaze, he'll look at the fan and he'll go like this, and he'll go like this, and he'll go upside down, and I have to kind of redirect him, like, you're supposed to be facing this way. Now, he doesn't know that. He's just doing him. He has no idea that he's upside down or anything. Now, with that comes the whole fist to the wall, so to speak. A lot of people are talking about how these animals have a lack of quality of life and they're in pain. I saw a post the other day how this ball python, if it's a spider, it's in pain. And I immediately took a step back and was kind of like, well, where's the science for this? Where's the research that was done to say that these animals do suffer and they have a lesser quality of life than, say, a normal? And there's been none done. A lot of these people, which I'm totally understanding of it, are coming at it from an emotional point of view. Like I said, I understand it. I have my champagne, who he does make me feel bad at times for getting him out just to clean his bin. He does corkscrew, and I'm like, where you going, buddy? And I used to say he made me dizzy to watch because that's how bad it is. But these people are saying that they have no quality of life and that they're in pain and they don't eat and they suffer and they're in pain, but there's been no research done to back that up. And it's so frustrating because it's like, I get that you're upset because this animal is different. And personally, that aggravates me because I'm a different person. Like, I am weird as crap. Like, I keep tarantulas in my bedroom. I sleep with pokies. Like, my pokies are right there. My bed is right here. And it's almost, as a new person, it's like they're fear-mongering this gene. And they haven't really taken the time to understand it. There's been no research done saying these animals are in pain and that they're suffering and that they have a lesser quality of life, like, say, pugs do. There's been research done on pugs and different dog breeds that certain genetic issues that occur with them do impact their quality of life. Like pugs, they have the shallow trachea, which can collapse, and they have problems breathing. And we know that because scientists have researched it. They have put time and effort into studying these animals and actually understand that they do have a lesser quality of life than, a normal dog. And it's just frustrating because it's so emotional right now. And then you've got bigger YouTubers who are breeders coming in and going, well, this morph is important. It's been around since it was one of the first few morphs that we've ever discovered, and it has contributed to many, many, many different types of morphs that we have today. And they are stressing the importance of it, which I am totally for. I totally agree with stressing the importance of the animal. But then it kind of rounds back to, well, what research has been done to say that these animals have a lesser quality of life, or if they do, if they don't. And they're important, and I just feel like it doesn't really balance out. And it's so frustrating because I'm new, and as soon as I walk in, it's like, wham, bam, here is some tea for you. We know you own a spider, is what it feels like, even though I know it's not true. But, and then the whole ethics come into it, and my whole idea is, with the ethics part of it, is it ethical to breed an animal with a known genetic defect? Again, pugs are being bred. Other dogs are being bred with genetic issues like hip dysplasia and this and that. Now, keep in mind, a lot of breeders do test for those sort of things, but it's still being done. You know, pugs are still being bred. So, ethically, I don't know where I stand because, again, there's no research. And I'm a person that if I have the facts laid out in front of me that say the animal is suffering, the animal has no quality of life, the animal is a disgrace to breeding, I'm going to be like, okay, well, then obviously these animals shouldn't exist. But until then, you're beating a dead horse, you know, with the whole emotional aspect. And we are very emotional creatures. Humans are very emotional. And so this topic is literally flooding everything. It's flooding my ball python groups, and people are comparing it to humans with disabilities, which I have a disability. I actually have glaucoma. I'm not sure if anybody knows that. But, you know, and they're comparing it to Down syndrome, and they're comparing it to autism, and they're comparing it to this. Well, it's so emotional right now. And there isn't, I feel like, no science yet. There probably will be, but yet there is no science to back this up. There is no science to say that these animals are suffering or anything like that. And mine personally, eat, poop, drink, and shed in one piece every single time. They are healthy little guys, and they are husky little guys. I probably should cut back on feeding them like I do, but I'm just following what I was told by the breeder, by multiple breeders. But I'll post a video of them at the end, and you can kind of, if you guys feel like they're a little chunky, let me know. If you feel like they're fine, let me know. I'm always paranoid. I don't like fat snakes. It makes me feel bad. But it's just, it's incredibly frustrating, and I feel like if more people were informed, like if there was a thing as informed buying, like breeders sat down and go, okay, you're interested in this spider. Here's the worst case scenario. Here is where he's at. And I feel like a lot of breeders do try to do that. But if owners were also more informed themselves and did their own research, I feel like this wouldn't be as high as a magnitude, along again with scientific research backing everything up. And when I bought Memphis and Tesla, those two, and my new one I just got, he's a Champagne Lesser Pastel. He's beautiful. No name for him yet, but I'm thinking about one. I was informed. I was told they do have a wobble. Here's the extent that we see. You may see less. You may see more. It just depends. Whereas with Memphis, I was sort of informed. I was told he didn't really have a wobble, but he's got what I would personally consider a pretty moderate wobble. Like, for him to corkscrew like that, I mean, he still eats fine. He thinks he's totally normal as everybody else. I feel like I may have passed on him. But I'm glad I didn't. But I feel like if I was told, hey, this is the extent of his wobble, this is the worst case scenario, this is the less case scenario, and had that block of information, versus you can go on YouTube, and that's what I saw. You can go on YouTube and you can look it up and you can see the wobble for yourself. And there wasn't really a lot of videos of snakes wobbling. And so I clicked on the one, I think it was a spider, and it showed it wobbling a little bit. Nothing like Memphis. And so when I got him, I literally felt bad because here's this snake and he makes me dizzy to watch. I used to say that all the time. He makes me dizzy. Now not so much because I'm kind of used to it. But he used to make me dizzy to watch, and I would feel bad, and I would have to kind of like guide him and correct him. And so, again, if I was informed, maybe I would have made a different decision, because he was my first ball python. He was my number one, my patient zero. And he is a great snake. He eats fine. You know, there are times where, yes, he will miss the rat on occasion. Not every time, but on a once in a blue moon occasion, he will miss the rat. And that's either probably my fault, because I'm like, oh, take a rat and go. And they say that it's more common with snakes that wobble to miss their food. Prince misses his food. Prince literally smacked his nose off the bin. I literally was hanging it right in front of him, like, here, dude. And he went, dunk! And then he got mad. And I'm like, totally your fault, bruh. And I guess that's just my whole, and it's so frustrating because it's like I see both sides and I get, you know, and they are important. They've always been very important morph to the hobby, the spider. They have contributed a lot of different morph combos. And they do play an important piece, but at the same time, like I said, I'm a scientific person. I need facts. I need evidence. I need it in black and white on a piece of paper by numerous credible sources, put into it, stacked down to say that, yeah, these animals are in pain. And that's another thing that's kind of frustrating about the snake hobby overall, is there hasn't been enough research, I feel, with them as there are cats and dogs. Like, I think they just found out that snakes can hear your voice. You know, they can hear various decibels, and ours, I guess, falls in one of the categories that they can hear in. And, you know, I feel like there's just not enough there for snakes and reptiles. Not just snakes, but reptiles in general, research-wise. You know, and that's frustrating in its own self. So, that's my personal take. Let me know in the comments what you feel about the morph. If you feel like it should be banned. Because that's what started this all, is they banned it at the sale of expos in the United Kingdom, and I think Europe. I know definitely in the United Kingdom they banned the sale of the morph. And that kind of like brought it to light. And like I heard another YouTuber talk about, it's always been controversial. It's just now things are being done because of it. Or if you feel like the spider morph is important, if you feel like me, unless there's scientific evidence, then the snake is fine. It's just different. And I don't feel like different is an excuse to fearmonger. And a lot of these videos I've watched are fearmongering it. They're saying that this snake is in pain and suffering and doesn't eat, and its ability to thrive is just blah. And I have to step aside and be like, my snake does eat. My snake does thrive. And my snake doesn't know he's different. You know, he doesn't go, oh, well, Prince is sitting over there. He's not going upside down. I'm different. My quality of life fucking sucks. Excuse my French. But he doesn't. And that's where I'm kind of like, But you let me know in the comments how you feel about everything. And I'm going to try making more videos. I know I've been slacking. It's been kind of difficult with everything that's been going on. But I'm going to try to upload maybe a couple videos a week. Maybe a couple feeding videos. And I do feed frozen thawed. So for you animals lovers out there, I do not do live. Maybe kind of cover some other ball python topics. Maybe some snake topics. Because I do have sand boas. I have rough scale sand boas that are going to be a future breeding project. But I think that's what I'm going to do. But let me know in the comments how you feel. And we'll chat soon. Thanks for watching.